Good morning, college composition. So today you want to really look at the CRAP methodology of analysis when you're looking at sources, whether that's in print or a lot of times people apply this acronym CRAAP to evaluating websites. Now, the first part of the acronym, the C, stands for currency. So you really want to think about the timeliness of the source. When was it published? Is it relevant to your research question, which kind of overlaps with the second part of the acronym? But currency, really timeliness of the source. When was it published? And a lot of this, whether you're breaking down if it has good currency or not, is going to depend on your topic. For instance, you may pick a topic where you're looking at sociological study of some sort of an ancient culture. Something written in 1960, if you find something written in 1960, that was the last thing written about this ancient culture from thousands of years ago, that still may be really current, right? That may be good information. However, if your topic is something like climate change, global warming, you find an article written in the 1960s, that's obviously out of date. So a lot of currency depends on your subject, your topic in and of itself. Let's see, the second part of that acronym, the R, is relevancy. And a lot of relevancy is identifying who's your intended audience. And ideally, your source material that you're finding has the same target audience that you're trying to have in your paper, in your argumentative or persuasive paper. How much does it relate to your research question, each source, and who is that target audience? Those will help you with relevancy. Now, the first A in the acronym, so we have C, currency, R, relevancy. The first A goes to authority. Authority is going to really align well with the concept of credibility. You're going to be really analyzing the author or the publisher of whatever content you're looking at. So do they have the right credentials to be writing about this topic? And then the other A that we're looking at is going to be accuracy, which really aligns well with the concept of reliability of information, right? So accuracy, how reliable are the facts, the claims? Have they been vetted? Is it peer reviewed? So really, when you look at the two A's in this acronym, in the CRAP methodology for analysis, you're looking at essentially credibility versus reliability, or author versus content itself. And so between authority and accuracy, they're just two words for a lot of the same concepts that we've already looked at in the class when you break it down. The final part of that acronym, P, is for purpose. And this is where you're going to really look at bias of the source. Can you find any bias that's happening within the source? You can really analyze ad content if you're looking at things on the web. Are there any advertisers? Who are the advertisers? Who's the publisher of the content? What's their mission statement? Are they trying to sell you something? What's the reason, right? Biases, which affect a lot of the material when you're looking at it. And a lot of these you're going to find are going to overlap with one another. So obviously purpose, if you're looking at and you find a bias, right, that may overlap into authority to the author themselves, and why they're willing to align themselves with certain values, those kinds of things. And you should find that a lot of these areas, every part of this acronym kind of overlaps with one another. They all affect each other. Now, when you break down a source using the CRAP methodology, just because it may not pass a couple of the aspects, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't still use the source. Like, it can still be a good source, even if you're looking at it and you're like, well, the authority and the purpose doesn't really pass those 2 points of the test, but it really is current. the information is accurate and it's relevant to my research question, it could still be a good source, but that would be something that you'd want to mention in your either review of literature or somewhere in your paper, the drawbacks of the source. So just because it doesn't pass every single part of the CRAP methodology doesn't mean that you shouldn't use that source. Just to be clear, it just means that you want to be able to acknowledge that or the shortcomings of that. Because if you don't, it could undermine your own paper or your own work.